geography matters. Where you are matters. In the travel industry, we know that, and 70-some% of the people who visit Hawaii are traveling from 15 markets in the western United States. That we know that. We know what they watch. We know what they consume. We know what their income, education, occupation, and other qualifications are. We can do a lot more using married research, layered research, that provides a far more interesting and if not guaranteed, at least plausible target for the messaging.
Okay, so let me be a bit of a wet blanket. I'm not doing it intentionally, but I'm trying to come away with what I know everybody goes through here on a regular basis, and they're looking at this budget. So we get the targeting, great explanation of that. We get the contextual aspect of this. I mean, that's it, right? That's the end of the day, right? That's where we need to be. It's got to be contextual. You have to catch somebody at the right time, in the right frame of mind, with the right offer, product, or whatever. But let's talk cruises for a second. Cruises are still, according to the last thing I saw, still booked close to somewhere, depending on who you talk to, somewhere between 68 and 78% are still booked by travel agents. What is it for you guys? I mean, is it when you look at it, is it just display? How do you sit there and say this was a success? I'm going to spend X amount of dollars on this thing. Does it always have to tie back to number of bookings that something generated?
At the end of the day, yeah. It does, because we have a lot of cruises to sell, and the ship won't sail empty. As anybody that's in the cruise industry knows, when you have occupancy rates of over 100%, you will fill the ship. So yes. Now, my job is to put some balance, and I think Vic was funny the way he talked about it. It is a balance every single day between the push to make it all about, sell that cruise, and boy, why couldn't you put a price point in that ad, and all that kind of stuff, to say, well, we need to make people want celebrity, especially cruising, unfortunately, is a pretty commoditized industry still, while we're all fighting pretty hard to differentiate ourselves. And our brand name happens to start with a C, and there's a lot of other cruise brand names that start with a C, so differentiation is huge. So yes, we want to sell a lot of cruises, but if we don't define why it's worth it to pay more for celebrity, that's going to be a losing proposition, because we'll be selling the cruise for too low a price. So when we do our digital strategy, just to talk very specific for a second, we have a pretty logical, scientific approach to. Of course, we're going to do the, a bottom of the funnel kind of stuff between a significant paid search, significant remarketing, catch all those hand raisers, do everything you need to do to catch the people that are right there already in the research stage. But because cruising has such an infrequency of consumption, people don't take a cruise very often, you need to constantly remind people and inspire people and attract all those new people as to why do it, and why do it with celebrity. Video has been a humongous opportunity for us. We're not TV players, not yet anyway, or we were at some point, but not in the 3 years that I've been with Celebrity. So telling our story via short films is pretty critical, and online as a format to present and share that kind of content is essential, so that people can immerse themselves in the experience and get a sense of what celebrity cruising is all about. So that's been a big part of our video buying, and it's been very successful. How do we measure that? We don't really measure that in terms of how many cruises it's sold, obviously, but are people finishing the video? That's a good sign. Completion rates. Are they going to the website? That's an even better sign. All that kind of stuff. And of course, with the travel sellers, which are relevant and will be for a long time, give them the video. I want every travel seller to have all the celebrity videos on their sites and pushed out through their distribution channels. I want as many people to see those videos as possible.